The sun rises over a peaceful, small town. Birds chirp, children play in the streets, and the hustle and bustle of everyday life fills the air. A small puppy, Ace, watches the older dogs running and playing fetch in the town square. He's full of energy and curiosity, but also feels out of place. Ace tries to join in, but the bigger dogs push him aside. He's too small, too young. They don't take him seriously. Ace, looking down at his paws, frustrated. Why can't I be like them? Ace trots away from the others, feeling left out and alone. He gazes at the distant mountains, their peaks shrouded in mist. A sense of longing fills his eyes. He dreams of something greater than the small-town life. Ace, to himself, I have to prove I'm more than just a little pup. Asp wanders into the woods behind the town, his tail low and his mind racing. As he trots deeper into the trees, he discovers an old, tattered map buried beneath a pile of leaves. It glows faintly under the light filtering through the branches. His eyes widen in excitement as he paws at it, uncovering a trail leading to a hidden treasure in the mountains. Ace, murmuring, excited, "What is this?" The map is marked with symbols of ancient creatures and dangerous paths. Ace's heart races as he imagines what the treasure could be. Something to prove his worth. Ace, this is it. I'll find it. I'll show them I'm not just a little pup. He rolls the map up and tucks it into his collar, setting off toward the unknown with a newfound sense of purpose. The sun sets, casting an orange glow over the landscape as Ace journeys deeper into the forest. The trees grow thicker and the air becomes cool and damp. Ace is both excited and nervous. The map seems to lead him into the heart of the wild. He travels through dense woods, crossing streams and avoiding thorny bushes. At one point, he stumbles into a muddy patch and gets stuck, yelping for help. Ace, frustrated. I can't get stuck now. I have to keep going. He struggles but manages to free himself, his paws aching. He pauses to catch his breath, realizing just how far he's come. The journey is harder than he imagined, and doubt begins to creep into his mind. He sets up camp under a large tree, his body tired and sore. The wind howls through the branches, and the sounds of night creatures fill the air. Ace curls up in a tight ball, trying to sleep, but his thoughts race. Ace, thinking to himself, what if I'm not cut out for this? What if I'm just a little pup who doesn't belong out here? He imagines the other dogs back in the town, laughing and playing without him. He feels smaller than ever. Tears well up in his eyes. Ace, who whispered to himself, maybe I'm not strong enough. The next morning, Ace continues his journey. His spirits are low, and the weight of his doubts slows him down. Suddenly, he hears a rustling in the bushes. He freezes, ears perked. Ace, tentatively, who's there? Out of the bushes emerges a wise owl, perched on a branch, watching Ace with curious eyes. Wise owl, you look like you're on quite the journey, little one. Ace looks up at the owl, his tail wagging cautiously. Ace, I'm searching for a treasure in the mountains. I want to prove I'm not just a small pup. Missional owl, chuckling softly. Noble cause, but the journey isn't always about proving yourself. Sometimes it's about finding something within yourself, something you didn't know was there. Ace, what do you mean? Wise owl, you'll understand soon enough, young one, but be careful, there are dangers ahead. The owl flaps its wings and disappears into the sky, leaving Ace with more questions than answers, but something in its words resonates with him. Ace sets off once again, his heart a little lighter. As Ace travels deeper into the forest, the atmosphere becomes darker and more foreboding. The trees close in and the path becomes narrow. Suddenly, the ground beneath him begins to shake. A low growl echoes through the trees. Ace panicked, looking around. What's that sound? A large wolf steps out of the shadows, its eyes glowing with menace. It growls at Ace, showing its teeth. Wolf? What do you think you're doing, pup? You don't belong here. Ace, backing away, scared. I'm just passing through. Wolf, but passing through? You'll never make it out alive. You're too small, too weak. The wolf lunges toward Ace, and he dodges just in time, narrowly escaping. He runs as fast as he can, heart racing, the wolf's snarls growing fainter behind him. Finally, he collapses, panting and exhausted. Ace stumbles upon a clearing, exhausted and shaken from the encounter. He sits down, looking up at the sky. The weight of everything, the journey, the danger, the loneliness, begins to overwhelm him. Tears spill from his eyes. Ace whispers, I can't do this. I'm not strong enough. Just then, the squirrel from earlier, a brave squirrel, appears. It looks at Ace with concern. It's Squirrel. What's wrong, little one? Ace. I'm scared. I don't think I can finish this journey. I'm too small. I'm not brave enough. Brave Squirrel, sitting next to Ace. You don't have to be big to be brave. It's not about strength or size, but about having the heart to keep going, even when things get tough. You've already come this far. You can make it to the end. Ace looks at the squirrel, his heart swelling with gratitude. For the first time, he begins to believe that maybe, just maybe, he's not so small after all. Ace, with renewed determination, continues up the mountain. The air is thin, and the path grows treacherous. He climbs higher, his body tired, but his heart full of purpose. At the peak of the mountain, he discovers an ancient temple. Inside, a glowing treasure awaits, a small golden pendant. Just as he approaches the treasure, a shadowy creature, the manifestation of his self-doubt, appears before him. It's a dark, menacing figure that taunts Ace. Shadowy creature. You're not enough. You'll never be enough. You'll always be small. Ace steps back, his confidence faltering for a moment. But then, he remembers the wise owl's words and the encouragement from his new friends. He takes a deep breath. Ace, firmly, I may be small, but I've made it this far. And that's enough. I'm enough. With those words, the shadowy creature vanishes, and the golden pendant lights up. Ace has conquered his doubts. He has proved to himself that he's capable. Ace returns to the town, no longer seeking approval or validation from others. The other dogs see him differently now, not because he's changed, but because he's grown. He sits in the square, content and at peace, no longer needing to prove anything. As he watches the sunset, Ace realizes the true treasure wasn't the pendant, but the journey itself. The friends he made, the lessons he learned, and the strength he discovered within himself. Ace, smiling to himself, I'm enough just the way I am,